Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Weekly Updates. I know it's been a while. I apologize for the hiatus, but hopefully I will be getting back to these. It's been a pretty busy week, unfortunately, and I just haven't been able to get back to this. So it's weird, actually, being able to talk to you again. But I'm here. I'm going to give you some updates into what I'm doing. Two big things have really been preventing me from making updates. It's been Christmas and New Year's, and then what was it? I just haven't had a lot. Right now I'm in college, and I went on winter break, and I immediately started to do these updates. I don't know why I decided to do it right before Christmas and New Year's. It was probably a bad idea because, hey, Christmas and New Year's happen, and then I didn't have time to do things. And when I did have time to do things, it like lined up. And I also just haven't been doing a lot. I've been wanting to use winter break for like sort of sitting around, reading books, playing games, just to relax because my schedule in college was pretty hectic. That was why I was able to do a lot of the stuff I was able to do, like writing wise, was because I had a really busy schedule. So I had like time allotted and could do it then, but now I just want to relax. So I've been doing that, and hopefully we'll be moving into more things now. So let's dive into the actual updates. First of all, I've got Fundamentals of Artistry news, obviously. This is the novel that I'm working on. Main project, if you haven't known. I think I have a link to my first update if you want to hear more about that, where I go over basically everything that I'm working on. But yeah, main project, I said I was going to do chapter 13, and I did. I did so well that I had to split it into two chapters. So now we have chapter 13 and chapter 14, which I wrote. So that's generally a good thing. Luckily, this one turned out really well. I'm happy with it. I think what I did generally was good. I really liked how it came out in general. It was really hard to actually like get the motivation to write it, and I was putting a lot of emphasis onto getting it right, but I think I got it to a point where I'm happy with it, so that's good. I did have to split chapter 13 into two chapters. So I did chapter 13 and chapter 14, mostly because I had a perspective break, but it's all like the same scene. I think it flows, so that shouldn't be a problem. What I did have a problem with was chapter 15. I finished chapter 14, chapter 13 and 14, and I went back straight onto 15 because I was like, hey, another weekly update maybe. So I want to actually do stuff. But chapter 15's hard. There's one problem. I wrote a bunch of notes on my like script for this video about, hey, this is what it is and yada yada, but it's really not as complicated as I wrote it out to be, so I'm gonna project some thoughts. I wanted to have an arc where one of my characters went from, oh, he's cool and all and like very confident in what he's doing, to, oh, he's stuck in apathy and it sucks. But I don't want him to stay in there. I want him to go back and build himself back up. Basically, this is the best way I can describe it. The narrative arc does this. So hopefully, I can do that. But the problem I had was with the like deconstruction, I couldn't do it right because the thing that I was using to deconstruct the character, I didn't put enough emphasis on one like very specific element of it. And I need to do that in order for it to actually like work, because it doesn't have as much of an impact and it just doesn't work as well. It wasn't real, or it didn't feel like realistic at all. So I got to go back. And that's going to be bad, because when I have to go back, it means I have to do revisions, and doing revisions means it's going to take time. So, unfortunately, as soon as I start, updating you guys, I'm gonna be set back, and it sucks. It really does. I've never had a problem like this happen, where it's, I just start writing it and I get like 5 chapters through an arc, and now I have to go back and I like rewrite all of it. I probably won't have to rewrite all of it. What I'm most likely going to do is change most of the internal and external dialogue just dialogue in general. Some of the description of things I'm gonna have to do, but it's a lot of tone switching, which is gonna it's gonna need rewrites. So that's gonna suck. But most of the events should stay the same. I just need to go back, and it's not like I'm finished and I need to rewrite everything. So it's just gonna take some time. I will keep you guys updated. I don't know what the plan is right now. I'd have to actually get through it. So on a bigger scale, this is going to mean a few things, generally and for Fundamentals of Artistry. For FOA, I'm going to say I'm probably going to shift focus a bit. I was going to try and get through as much as possible and get the word count up to where I wanted it to be, because that was my main goal. I want to actually finish it like this year. But, you know, who knows if that'll actually happen. What is important is that I will be doing those revisions, and while I'm doing those revisions, I'll probably write some chapters out of order, and I'll probably focus on some other projects, because revisions are hard and I don't like doing revisions, but they have to be done. So whatever. Good news for FOA though is that I have a good word count. So I finished that one chapter, which was about 4,000-ish words, and then I got halfway through another. I don't know how much that's at. I want to say 2,000, but I'd have to look. But looking at my word count, and I'm going to have to drum on my desk for this, we have 51,000, which is a lot. So yeah, I hit 50,000 words. 50,000 words is it's really significant to me, and it's something that I've been wanting to hit, a goal or like a milestone that I've been wanting to hit for a really, really long time. And it almost feels like surreal to be here. Sources vary about like how long a novel length work is, but I'm definitely getting up there. And I've kind of set 50,000 as like my halfway, even though it's probably not actually halfway. But either way, like 100,000 has always been the goal of like, I want to write something that's 100,000 words. But now I'm at 50, and that feels like halfway. And that is absolutely crazy. Most amount of words I've ever had in any single work before. And it's just awesome. And I think it's something worth celebrating. And thank you for being here for it. But, you know, 50,000 words is great. And we're moving on to the next one. I already have 51,000 words, so maybe I'll get to 60,000 soon. Who knows? I know people who write, well, I don't know people, but I've heard of people who write 5,000 words a day. But this is significant for me, so I'm taking it as a win, and maybe I'll throw a party. Okay. Short story updates. I'll make this quick. Music of Stillness. I did have it reviewed by somebody that I trust, which is really, really nice. They never gave me anything about like grammar or anything, which was really, really good. Mostly it was more of a flow thing than actually relying on, you know, how grammar actually works. So that's cool. I will probably record that soon. Like audio version. I mentioned releasing it as an audio visual thing in the past update. I'm still kind of planning on that. I don't know if I will be able to release just the audio and then do an audio visual thing. We'll see. I could technically maybe release it as like an MP3 on a website, but right now I don't know. I'm just gonna get it recorded this week, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. Haven't touched Heart of Ice at all. Most you'll see is a revision or two if I want to look at it, but I haven't like touched it. I wouldn't count on it. Okay, Back Burner is also important, kind of. Not important this week, but in general it's important. Carpet Siege is the only thing that I have right now, of course, still. I haven't worked on it since I talked to you. I don't have any plans to work on it unless I feel like it. But I will say that with the road bump and FOA, it'll probably get at least some love. Well, I do have one update for the Back Burner / general stuff, and that is I'm going to be taking a creative writing course coming this semester, which is going to start next week, and hopefully I'll have another project for you. It's going to motivate me to actually get my stuff working. It's going to teach me some more stuff, which is going to be great. Just for my writing as general. Once I go back and review the first part of Fundamentals of Artistry, I can have a field day on reviewing that because I wrote that like 2 years ago. I was still in high school. You know how it is. But we'll see. Hopefully I'll learn a lot, and then I'll tell you about the update that I have on, whatever I'm writing when I get to it. In terms of non-writing projects, I don't really have much to say. I had the idea for the What is K-On! Video, but I haven't worked on it at all. Like I said, I'm trying to relax. I only have 1 more week before I go back to college. I don't know how much I'll be able to record stuff with my roommate there, so if I do it, I'd probably have to do it this week. We'll see. I have a winter class going on. It's a lot of work. But I will say is that it's something I plan on doing at some point. I'll release an update, or you'll see it come out if it actually happens. I don't know if I've said it before, but if you are interested in more like frequent updates, or at least like, hey, I don't have time to release an update here, I'll just release it somewhere else. Twitter's a really good place for that. I know Twitter kind of sucks, but it's, a platform that I have, and nobody really uses Threads, so I'm using it for now. But yeah, I'll link that in the description. It should be fine. So yeah, I think that's about all updates I have for today. I'm going to try and probably make these shorter now that I've explained everything. We'll see how that goes. I might end up running long. I'm sure I've run long now. But I kind of need to get those struggles for Fundamentals of Artistry off my chest. Let you know, what the plan is, because it's a significant thing of me moving back to college. And I hope next week I'll see you for some more positive news and more specific updates.